Hello everyone. So yesterday my Fedora Linux PC did some updates and all of a sudden VirtualBox fails to run any virtual machines. So I'm going to show you the fix, my fix, which I think is elegant. But first, let me show you what the problem is. Let's launch VirtualBox. Try and run a virtual machine here. And it fails with an error message, cryptic error message. VirtualBox can't operate in VMX root mode. Please disable the KVM kernel extension, recompile your kernel, and reboot. Wow. The clue, of course, is in the KVM stuff, because that's always going to be a conflict. If you've got KVM modules loaded, running, that's going to conflict with VirtualBox. The instructions here to recompile your kernel, let's not. There's absolutely no need to do that. Let's fix the issue. Now, it's interesting because something happened thanks to the update yesterday. Let's bring up terminal and uname -a gives us some information about the running kernel. It's version 6.12, and prior to the update I was on kernel version 6.11. So something changed between kernel version 6.11 and 6.12, and indeed it is true, something did change, something very important, and I'll bring it up here. There was a bug filed 4 weeks ago, actually. It's funny that I've only experienced this now because finally kernel version 6.12 was pushed through. But yeah, 4 weeks ago, there was a report of an issue for anyone running kernel 6.12. Apparently, this kernel is now compiled with loadable module KVM, and it is loaded by default. Yeah, so every time you boot your system, Linux will load up the KVM kernel modules. Well, let's have a look. Let's prove that that's actually the case. lsmod will list loaded kernel modules. There's a lot of them, so we'll filter that down. We'll filter that down by piping the output of lsmod to grep, and we will filter it to lines that contain the letters KVM. So anything KVM should show up. Beautiful. That's what we expect to see, given this error message here. The module KVM underline Intel is loaded, and the module KVM is loaded. It's interesting that KVM underline Intel module is not being used by anything. Thus the number 0 over here. The KVM module is being used by one thing, and that's the KVM underline Intel module above. So right now they're not actually being used, but it's still enough, to conflict with VirtualBox. The fix, of course, to allow VirtualBox to operate again is to unload these modules, assuming that you don't need them. Now, I am not doing anything with KVM, and so I don't need them. I don't think I'm running any software that might implicitly require the KVM modules. So let's fix the issue. But first we need to prove that this is actually the issue, and we'll do that by unloading KVM underline Intel, and we'll try start the virtual machine and see if it works. If you've got a system that has an AMD CPU, then your kernel module here will be named KVM underline AMD. So watch out for that. To remove a running or a loaded module, we use modprobe, -r, and we will name the module KVM underline Intel. Oh, true. Sudo. You do need to sudo this. It requires elevated permissions. Done. We can double check that the module's been removed. Lovely. Look, kvm underline Intel has been removed, and modprobe is intelligent enough to recognize that the kvm module is also not required because there's nothing now that depends on it. So it unloads that one as well. Beautiful. This is temporary. When you reboot your system, these kvm modules will be loaded up again. So it's a temporary thing. Let's try run the virtual machine now. Beautiful. It works. Yeah, as expected. Perfect. So conflict is resolved. Life is good. Yay, MS-DOS 6. Beautiful. Gotta love it. Yeah, very good. Now, it would suck to have to do this every single time that you reboot your system, to have to go into a terminal and unload the kvm module. So we'll make this fix permanent or semi-permanent in a way that's easily reversible. Now, I did do a little bit of research to find out the best way to do this. And for me, the best way is also happens to be the easiest way. So I'll show you. What you're going to do is, again, this needs sudo. We're going to create a blacklist file of our own. We're not going to modify an existing blacklist file or an existing configuration file. We're going to create our own, which is the correct way to do it, because then it's yours to manage. It won't be overwritten by anything because it's yours. And it's also easy then for you to remove it if you need to, or to modify it if you need to. It's under your control. I use the Nano text editor because it's cute and fun. So sudo nano, and the file that we want to create, use tab autocomplete to make sure that you are typing these things in correctly. I do. So I'm going to type a bit of modprobe. Yes, modprobe.d/. We're there. This is it. This is the directory in which we want to create our configuration file, our blacklist file. It is going to be in /etc/modprobe.d/ yes, because that is actually a directory. And I'm going to name my blacklist file MC. These are the initials, my initials, -blacklist.conf. You can name it what you like, but make it recognizable, and it's got to end with .conf. It has to end with that. And there we are. Nano happily tells us that this will be a new file. Good to know. You can confirm that the file you're creating is what you want. And blacklisting a module is so easy. Look. Blacklist kvm underline Intel. And in Nano, to save the file that we're editing, you press Control O, the letter O, not the number 0, the letter O. So hold down Control, press O. File name to write, yes, press Enter. Wrote 2 lines, beautiful, that's exactly right. And then hold Control, press X to get out. Beautiful. We've created our blacklist file. We can confirm that it exists by printing it out to the terminal. So cat etc modprobe and mc blacklist conf. Excellent. The contents of the file is the command or the option blacklist space kvm underline Intel. It's perfect. This means that on reboot, the Linux should not load KVM underline Intel, and as a result, it also won't load KVM. It won't load these two modules. And of course, we're going to confirm that that's the case. So, goodbye, 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 goodbye. And I'll have to stop the recording because I'm about to reboot. I'll see you soon. Right, I'm back. System's rebooted. Let's have a look. Uptime proves that I haven't even been up 1 minute yet. So we have rebooted, and we will list the modules. Again, we will... Actually, why am I doing this the hard way? There we go. LSmod filtering to the letters KVM brings up nothing. Beautiful. It's exactly what we want. That means that the KVM modules, kernel modules, were not loaded on reboot. And as a result, there will be no conflict when we run or start our virtual machine in VirtualBox. Beautiful. There you go. It works. Nice. Now, here's the thing. What's the fix, the permanent fix on their end, on VirtualBox's end? I don't know. I have no idea what they're going to do. Anyway, we fixed the issue. If anything changes from here on in other words, if VirtualBox fixes the issue on their end, I'll keep my eye on it, such that this blacklist file is no longer required, well, then I'll delete the blacklist file, or I'll edit it and remove this line. But it's, it's good to have one, and you can use it for whatever you want. All right, so that's it. Hope this helps. And yeah, well, till next time.